Hey everyone, welcome to the Daily here on MLSsoccer.com. Happy Monday. Josh Weisenhunt joined here by Andrew Wiebe. Hope you had a great weekend. We certainly did. Andrew, plenty of news. Let's start last night. Huge result for Sporting Kansas City at BBVA Compass Stadium. The 36-game home unbeaten streak for the Houston Dynamo finally snapped. What does this mean for a team like Sporting Kansas City?
Well, this one's not going to heal the wounds from the past two conference final losses, but certainly Kansas City enjoyed this one. They kind of poo-pooed the matchup before the game, saying, hey, we want to beat everyone. Certainly the Dynamo are included among those teams, but they got it done in this one, and it wasn't a pretty game. I think that's kind of what you're going to see between these two teams down the road. They don't particularly like each other that much, even though they don't want to put that in the press, and there was a lot of kicking going on in this one. Not a surprise necessarily that it was scored from a set piece. A long throw in from Seth Sinovic. Remember, no Matt Beasler in this game for Sporting Kansas City. And Aurelien Collin, he just battles and gets on the end of it, certainly making up for that GOAT game in midweek against Seattle. Yeah,
and you mentioned these two teams don't like each other very much. That was evident on both teams' Twitter accounts, actually, Andrew. Sporting Kansas City firing the first shot and Houston coming back. What did you think about that? Who won that round?
Well, I think Houston's got the easy edge right there. Anytime you can throw the trophy back in your opponent's face, that one is easy, although Sporting Kansas City, if I was at the handles, I might have did a little MLS Cup smack talking, but then again, Sporting Kansas City doesn't have that one as well.
No, certainly. Make sure you're following both those teams on Twitter. Make sure you check out the highlights from that match. That's on MLSsoccer.com. And the other Sunday matchup that we saw, Portland Timbers, Andrew, they just keep on rolling. They said they were hoping to put up 3 or 4 against Chivas USA on Sunday, and that's exactly what they did. 3-0, a very complete performance again from Caleb Porter's side.
Yeah, we hear about Porterball, and I think you see more and more of it as the season goes on. They want to break, and they want to break quickly. They get numbers forward so fast, and you saw that on that first goal. Ricketts chucking the ball ahead. All it took was 2 passes, and Rodney Wallace is in behind. A great finish from him, and what a season from the Costa Rican. No longer stuck in that back line. He played left forward for the Timbers in this game, and he was very, very good, slipping through Diego Valeri on that second goal, and then Will Johnson with an amazing one on the third. I think if you're MLS, you've got to watch out against the Timbers, especially at home. You cannot take a break after any set piece. You can't get your head down. You've got to be ball side at all times.
Yeah, Caleb Porter, of course, was singing the praises of Rodney Wallace afterwards, saying he's the breakout player in MLS so far this season. Now, Andrew, the incident that everyone was talking about from this match involved Mario DeLuna and the ball boy after Portland had really extended their lead and the game was already in hand. What'd you make of that?
Yeah, clearly frustration coming through there in the 86th minute. A little bit of a tangle before it went out. I believe it was with Rodney Wallace, actually, and then the ball boy holds on to the ball. But we've seen it before in the English Premier League with Eden Hazard. You cannot put your hands on them. That's just not acceptable, and I would expect Mario DeLuna to perhaps be hearing from the disciplinary committee. He got a yellow card on the play, so that may complicate how they look at that, but after being involved in that Steven Linhart fracas, I truly believe that he's probably got some games coming down for him.
Yeah, we'll see what happens as far as that incident goes. 3-0 for the Portland Timbers in that one. They move up to 2nd place in the Western Conference. They are sitting pretty. Check out the highlights from that match on MLSsoccer.com. Quick look at the standings for you Monday morning. Andrew, you mentioned the Portland Timbers sitting pretty in 2nd place on 18 points, but 6 points clear of them are FC Dallas. Now, another big win for them over the weekend against DC United. They're pretty much proving at this point that they're the best team in the league.
Well, I don't even think it's pretty much. I think certainly FC Dallas is the #1 team in the league. We'll have to wait till Tuesday, of course, to see where they stack up in the power rankings. But, man, they are just taking care of business at home. And I know DC is stuck in the doldrums. I know that they're having a terrible season. But when Dwayne De Rosario hits that equalizer, you start to think, hey, maybe. But no, it did not happen. FC Dallas took care of business. Javon Watson, remember, he's not a starter, getting that goal in the 77th minute, and they march on. Their home form is absolutely red hot right now.
Yeah, that's what you need, guys who maybe aren't in your first 11 to pitch in throughout the course of the season with big moments. Now, over in the Eastern Conference, New York, their depth was tested as well on this away trip to New England. They now have sole possession of first place in the East. What do you make of their form lately?
Yeah, 1-1 draw with New England. I think the one we talked about it, players that aren't normally in the 11 getting the job done. This New York side did not have Dax McCarty. They did not have James Olave. And once again, they didn't have Thierry Henry. He just doesn't play at Gillette Stadium, it seems. So you get the guys on the field, you get it done. It was maybe a little bit choppy at times for them, not the normal flowing play that you would expect from the Red Bulls, but 2 goals in quick succession. You hold on for the point. Now you're at the top. But Montreal Impact, 3 games in hand. That may not be a lead that lasts for long.
And we'll see. Montreal also had another quality win over the weekend, 3-2 over Real Salt Lake. That was a very exciting match. That does it for us here on the Daily for today. Make sure you check out Extra Time Radio, the podcast coming out later with Andrew and the crew. And also make sure that you vote for the AT&T Goal of the Week, some quality strikes this past weekend once again. That does it for us. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.